Okay, let's look at an example and use the formulas to work through, as well as the overall model, our answers here. So let's look at the question. Is Hansen Inc. has the following direct materials to manufacture one zippy, whatever one zippy happens to be. 1.5 pounds per zippy at $4 per pound. That's the standard. That's what they expect. That's in their standard rate card. That's how much it should be. How much actually was it for last month or last week? Last week they used 1,700 pounds of material. They were purchased and used to make 1,000 zippies, and the materials cost a total of $6,630. So there's some questions here. How many pounds of materials should Hansen have used to make 1,000 zippies? How many should they have used? Well, that's a good question. So if it's 1.5 pounds per zippy, and they made 1,000 of them, well, then they should have used 1,500 pounds. What did they use? Well, if we see here in the example, they used 1,700 pounds. So they used 200 pounds more than they should have. 1,700 minus 500. You can see why the formulas work pretty easily, because you can start talking yourself through it or walking through what's going on. So there are 200 pounds more material that was used than should have been used. So let's go back to the questions. So we know that it's the answer is B, 1,500 pounds should have been used. In addition to that, the next question is, what is the materials quantity variance for the week was? And it gives you some examples here. So with the materials quantity variance is the amount of material that was used that is not standard multiplied by the standard price. And so what was the standard price? If you look back at the problem, you'll see that it was $4. So $4 is the standard price. What did we do? We used 200 pounds more than that, or unfavorable. We spent too much on it. So $4 times the 200 pounds would be $800, and that would be unfavorable because we used more material than we should have. So here the answer clearly should be C, which it is. The standard price, $4, multiplied by 1,700 pounds that was actually used minus 1,500 pounds that should have been used is a variance of $800 or for the materials quantity variance in this problem. Now, of course, they're going to ask about what the price variance was. So what was the price variance this week? Was it 170 favorable or unfavorable, or $800 favorable or unfavorable? Well, we do need to do a little bit more math here, right? Because the materials price variance, we need to know what the price was that we paid and the price that we should have paid. The price we should have paid, we know, is $4. That's the standard price in this particular problem. But what should we have paid? Well, if we go back to the problem and look at the data that was given us, they told us the materials cost $6,630, and that with that bought 1,700 pounds of material. So 6,630 divided by 1,700 would give us the price per pound. Now, what was our standard price per pound? Our standard price per pound was $4 per pound. If we divide 6,630 divided by the 1,700 pounds that we have, if we do that math, it's $3.90. So what did we actually pay per pound? 6,630 bought 1,700 pounds. So that's our actual price per pound. And then we compare that to the standard price. So we spent $3.90 a pound, and we should have spent $4 a pound. So that's going to be a positive variance. So when we think about that, we spent a dime less, and then how many pounds we used, or how many pounds are standard, would give us, how many pounds we actually used multiplied by the 10 cents that we saved, gives us $170 favorable for the week. So we saved 10 cents in buying materials, but we used 200 pounds more materials than we should have. So the total, if you look at the overall model, comes down to a price variance of $170 favorable for the price, but the quantity was $800 unfavorable. So again, we have a situation where the price was different than the quantity used, and if we had just looked at them smushed together as one equation, what did we spend versus what we thought we would spend, we wouldn't have seen that our purchasing manager is doing a good job purchasing, but our manufacturing or the equipment, the material actually itself is either falling in quantity and we have to throw some of it out, or that we're losing some of it, or maybe there's something else going on. But whatever else is going on, our manufacturing is using more material than we thought they would. So maybe our estimate of how much material they're going to use is off. But that's worth investigating. It's nice that we're saving money in buying materials, but we also were losing money in what we thought we would spend in the manufacturing process, in the quantity of material used. So you can see why we look at different price versus quantity in analysis here. And this is just direct materials. The next steps are direct labor and variable overhead. So we're going to do very similar processes with those.